Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Brandy. Today I am bringing you a video on how I clean my dolls, Barbie dolls, vintage dolls, pretty much any dolls that I have that are like Barbie or even the bigger ones. But it is a highly requested video, so I did receive these dolls from a friend. She shipped them to me and they were very dirty, so I thought they'd be great for this video. As you can see right there on her head, I thought they'd be great opportunity to use them in this doll cleaning video. So let's get started. Alright guys, so obviously we've got to have a starting place, and that would be supplies. These are my supplies I keep usually for dolls and other things. Obviously brushes and combs, just to straighten their hair and comb lots of doll hair and pony hair. I even have these straws here. They're actually good for curling doll hair or pony hair, or just putting curls in. I'll have to do another video on that. Maybe I could show you guys that, but just some other supplies that I have here to clean items and put things together and make them look great. So let's go ahead and grab what we need. We are going to need a bottle of water and a spray bottle, preferably warm water. We're going to need a toothbrush, and then we're going to need some mild soap. This is just a mild foaming soap that I picked up from the thrift store. Then we're going to need some paper towels, and I'm also going to pull out some Lysol wipes. I don't use them all the time, but when dolls come really dirty or they have some grungy stuff on them, I like to make sure that they're really good, or really cleaned well, because sometimes they're stuck in attics and basements and they get kind of grimy. So here's your list so that you can get your items that you need, and we'll get started. Alright, so the last item that you may want to get is a steamer. The steamer is going to help us loosen up any dirt, any grime on the dolls, and they're really useful for lots of other toys and for other things than clothes. Alright, so here's our dolls. I am going to go ahead and put some before pictures up so that you can see what they look like. They're really dirty. The pictures do not do justice. They're way dirtier than the photos show. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take her clothes off, because obviously we don't need the clothes on while we're cleaning the dolls. Alright, so we've got her clothes off. I'm not sure if I can get this little wrist thing off. I may have to leave it on. It was kind of stuck on there, so I don't want to break it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to steam the dolls. I'm going to steam both of them. I want to try to get as much of the extra loose dirt and ground in dirt loosened off, so that when I go to clean them, it'll be a little bit easier. It's kind of like having your shower, cleaning your bathroom shower after you've taken a shower. It just makes everything a lot easier to scrub off and wipe off in the process. Alright, so our girls are nice and wet and shiny, and they're all steamed up, so we're going to go ahead and get started with one of the dolls. We're going to put the steamer away for now and bring out our water bottle and our other supplies. I did forget to mention one more item I use is a microfiber towel. This is actually a microfiber insert for a cloth diaper, but any microfiber towel will work. Alright, so we're just going to, I'm just making sure that her, seeing what parts of her work and what things twist, because I don't want to break her or make anything worse as I'm cleaning the dolls. And for these particular dolls, their wrists move, and I want to make sure that they're not stuck, so that as I'm wiping them down, that I do not accidentally break them off. And I have done that before. I have broken heads off, arms off, and hands off. So be careful and make sure you're holding your dolls properly. So we're going to go ahead and spray our microfiber towel with the warm water, and I'm going to go ahead and put this foam soap on here. Now, I did buy this at a thrift store. It is just a mild soap. You can use Dawn, or you can use any other mild soap that is not harsh or abrasive for the dolls. So we're going to make sure that we hold the dolls again. We're going to hold them either by their neck or by their body as we're cleaning them. And here I'm just wiping off her face, wiping off the dirt from the steamer, and just getting in there. You can use, and I do suggest that you use a Q-tip to really get in her eyes. I've done this for so long that I can get in there with the fiber cloth, and I don't always necessarily need the Q-tip, but you can use Q-tips to help you get in there. We're going to go ahead and just wipe her body down, which is pretty easy. It's the hard plastic, so this is easy to get nice and clean and shiny. After each section, when you wipe it down with soap, you want to make sure that you wipe it down with a dry towel or microfiber towel, because you don't want any of the soap to sit on the skin. I am holding her body, and I am just working down her arm. And I'm just scrubbing and rubbing, just rubbing the dirt off, just like you would any other regular toy or anything you had. I will make a note here, again, I am not using a magic eraser. You guys have to be very careful using magic erasers on dolls. They can make things porous, and they can ruin your dolls if you're not careful. I don't recommend them. I do know that some people use them, and I know you can use them carefully, but I do recommend that you be careful, okay? Now back to cleaning her. I'm just rubbing down and just kind of scrubbing down her arm and wiping the dirt off. And this is first I use I wet the towel and I put the soap on, scrub it down, and then I dry it off. Here I'm just making sure that I'm holding her arm against my hand, so that again I don't actually break her arm at the elbow or at any of the joints. So we're just making sure that we're cleaning her up, and just don't let this fool you. I am slowing down a bit to show you guys. It doesn't take me too long to clean dolls. I clean them pretty quickly now, but I wanted to make sure that I was showing you everything that I am doing. And actually the next 10 seconds are going to be slowed down a little bit more, just so you can see the strokes that I am making on her. Alright, so her one leg is done. Looks pretty good. You can see the difference. Very nice. So we'll go ahead and get started on her next leg, and I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this part. And guys, feel free to fast forward through any section so you can get to where you need. Okay, now that her body is all done, we're going to go ahead and move back to her head. Now I'm going to take my toothbrush. I just want to get in her eyelashes and make sure there's no dirt, and just get anything that might be stuck in there out of the creases and cracks and the areas in her face, her eyes, her nose, edges of her hair, her lips. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on the toothbrush, and I'm going to take a little bit of soap, and I'm going to rub her face. Now I will say, do not use a bunch of water. You don't want to soak her face in water. You just basically want to put enough that'll take the dirt off and that you can wipe off. You want to also be careful with the eyelashes. Again, that's why I like this foaming soap, because it doesn't soak into her face. It's just going to pick up the dirt easy enough for me to be able to wipe it off. And there you go, she is all done. There's a quick before picture for you. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the end, because I will show you a quick way to comb their hair. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our next doll. She was much dirtier than the previous doll. She has a big mark on her face that is not as visible on camera as it is in front of me. So let's go ahead and get started on her. So we're going to get our microfiber towel, and we're going to go ahead and spray some water on that. And actually, first I want to go ahead and get the steamer, because she's been sitting here for a while. So let's go ahead and steam her up a little bit. Since our face is a little bit messed up, I'm going to work on her face first, because I want to get this spot off her face. And we're just going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to wet the toothbrush and put a little bit of this foam soap on here and brush her face. Now I'm not scrubbing, I'm just brushing lightly, just enough to get the dirt off. And again, we'll just wipe it off, wipe her face off, and just being careful. This is another place where you do not want to use the magic eraser. They have face paint and makeup on their face, and you don't want any of that to come off accidentally. Alright? Alright, now let's get started on her body. Before I pick that up, if you want, I just wanted to make a note, you can use the toothbrush on other areas to get other stuff off, like the arms and the joints like that. It really does help get in areas that you can't reach in, so just keep that in mind. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward through cleaning her. You already saw the previous doll. There's no reason for me to waste you guys' time and show you the regular speed version of cleaning her. So we're just going to speed through. Feel free to fast forward since you've already seen this part. Okay, so as you can see, her one arm is looking great, but we need to work on the other side. So I just slowed it down a bit so you can watch me work on this side, a little cleaning ASMR, if you will. Now I'm actually going to use the toothbrush here. Again, it is wet, and I'm just scooping a piece of the some of the foam cleaner on here, and I'm just going to work it into her hip joint so that I'm getting the dirt that's up in there. And you'll just brush around. You can be a little bit harsher than you are on the face, so don't worry about that. And just like anything else, you're just working in and cleaning out that dirt, and you can already see that it's starting to get nice and clean and shiny. As you can see, that brush did a really great job. I haven't even used the microfiber cloth on that part yet, and you can see it got all of that dirt that was up in that hip corner right there. So we're going to go ahead and spray our microfiber towel with a little bit of the water. It already has the soap on it, and we're going to go ahead and get into that leg, and I'll go ahead and fast forward through this part as well. So she is pretty much all done. I'm just going to give her a one last spray and wipe her down. Clear any dirt, any leftover soap that may be on her body. We want to make sure that we get it off. Carefully twist all her limbs back down. Alright, and we're all done. And our dolls look great. They're nice and shiny, there's no dirt, their eyelashes look great, their makeup you can see. They're looking really nice. So it really doesn't take that long. I clean dolls in lots. I will have like 10 dolls and I'll take a morning and clean them all and do their hair. It's much easier to do it in blocks of time like that, and you save time that way. So if you guys stay tuned, I'll show you how we can straighten and do their hair quickly. So I know I have a video on how to do doll hair, and it's a little bit of a longer process, but I've been asked is there a faster way to comb their hair, and there is. So we're just going to take our first doll here, and we're actually going to bring our steamer back out. Now you're just going to steam their hair, and you're going to get it nice and hot and wet. And it doesn't take long. You don't have to sit here and do it for a long period of time. Just similar to our hair, it gets wet and saturated pretty quickly. I'm just going to wipe off the water off her face because I don't want it sitting on her face. And now we're just going to brush it. You can use a comb, you can use a brush, anything that you have really, and just comb it down. The heat and the water from the steamer have relaxed the hair, and it makes it a lot easier just to comb back. And yes, I do use Barbie brushes. They actually work very well for Barbie hair. You can see why they were specifically made for that. Now hers is a little bit curly, so I'm not going to comb it straight too much. I'm just going to comb the top and comb it down to make her curl come out a little bit better at the bottom. And when you steam or when you put heat on the doll's hair, and if it's curly, it'll usually just bring the curl back, so don't worry too much about that. So there our dolls are. Their hair looks great, their face looks great, their bodies are nice and clean, there's no dirt. Remember, she had a big splotch on her face, and that's gone. So that was a quick way to do their hair, guys. I hope that video helps you out a lot. I enjoy doing dolls and doll cleaning and doll hair. I don't know if it's an ASMR thing or if it's just my passion to do it, but I like doing it. And again, I do spend more time on more valuable dolls. I spend less time on less valuable dolls, but I still clean less valuable dolls, wipe them off, and comb their hair. I don't just leave them out in the dust and just sell them how they are, because it doesn't take that much time out of my day. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and please hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Thanks again for watching.